Hi, I'm James the Light Guy, and welcome to part 4 of the JDM headlight build.
I'm back. I made a mistake. I figured that it would be easier to put a connector closer to each light, the halo and the strip framing. There we go. But instead, I could use a single connector up here. That would make things much easier. So I've cut this off, and I'm going to put in a connector here, and then we're going to redo the diodes. Hey guys, that took more than a minute. As I was going through everything and decided to move the connector up, I managed to slice my finger open and had to take a bit of a break. Right now we're going to solder on the second diode to the rest of our day running light circuit, and then attach an electrical connector over on the end here that will plug into our car harness. So as you can see, I got a helping hand to make things a little easier. It even has a magnifying glass to help you guys see. Let's see how bad I am at soldering. Wire out of the way. There, I don't think that looks too bad. We'll wait for that to cool, throw a piece of shrink wrap on it, and call it good. I put the piece of heat shrink on this connector, and then cut up a piece of heat shrink, and not sure how well that's going to come through, but I put stripes or bands across this one to help identify it as the one that goes, the DRL power that goes to the LED strip, because this one is going to remain lit when the marker light comes on, as opposed to the one that we have to splice in to this wire, which is not banded, which will go to the halo and will turn off when the marker turns on. We have our next section of wire trimmed, stripped, and wound. I just added the flux, and now if I can remember, oh, there's where I put my string of solder. Let's get this one soldered together. Take a little closer look at that joint. Move those wires out of the way. Not bad looking. Let's get a piece of heat shrink on it. Right now we're just going to put in a couple of splits on the ground and turn signal wires so that we can have separate wires for our halo and our strip. Right now I have the green turn signal wire in the clamp. We're going to get a little bit of flux on there. Like so. And let's get the joint soldered. Another joint that doesn't look too bad. All we have to do is wait for it to cool down a little bit more. I already put a piece of heat shrink tubing on the wire, since fitting it over two is a bit more annoying than just sliding it over one, and we'll get that shrinked up. There we go, another joint successfully made. Alright, now we have a bundle of wires. Let's do a little bit of cleanup on these, see if we can't find a way to secure them a bit better. We had a few technical difficulties there. I've cleaned up the area. We have our harness made for the inside of the headlamp assembly, going to the halo and the LED strip. What we're going to do now is solder the LED strip to the harness. And now we'll do the same for the connector for the halo. And there we go. We are now completely done with the inside of this harness, or rather the harness for the inside of this headlight. Now, with a bit of movie magic, we'll get another set ready to do the same. Alright, now we have our second harness, second halo control, and our second LED strip. Let's get those soldered on. And that's all done. We need to do one last connection, which I forgot about. I should have made this a 4-pin connector, but made it a 3. So we're going to need a single connector here. Since it will very rarely be used, we're going to use a simple male and female spade connector. Hey guys, before we do the reassembly, I forgot that we have to modify our high beam and low beam socket to accept our new plugs. We're going to replace the low beam end with an HID ballast connector and take the H7 connector off of the low beam and attach it to the high beam section, because our new high beam bulbs are an H1 type with 2 spade connectors, and the H7 connector does a great job of holding on to those and keeping them separate. So, old low beam becomes our high beam, and our new high beam needs to be attached. Let's get to it.
I'm James the Light Guy, and thanks for watching part 4 of the video. Stay tuned for part 5 where we do reassembly.